Hello, everybody. I am waiting for people to come in. I kind of share this everywhere, and I do not know if my computer is going to die or not, but I'm hoping that it doesn't because sometimes it kicks me out of here. And I only see one person in here, which is kind of unusual when I share, but I'll just wait. But when you guys can hear me, please say something so that I know that I am being heard. This is kind of impromptu, so I don't really know how many people are going to actually come in here, but um, let me know when you can hear me so that I am not talking to a broken session. Hi, Kimmy. Can you hear me? Hey, girl. Hi, MJJ Forever. Can you guys let me know if you guys can hear me? Because I have no idea when this is going to work or not. Because sometimes it just doesn't work. Okay, cool. Hi. Happy June 25th. I wasn't even gonna do a video or anything today. I wasn't gonna do anything today, but I guess I got kind of prompted to. So I guess I need to come in. Hi, Clea. And I post the link to this video on all of my social media, even my regular one with my non MJ people. I don't know what prompted me to do that. I hope it wasn't a mistake, but I definitely did. I posted it because I don't know. It's weird. I just feel weird right now. I feel like, hey, Charlene. I just kind of feel like I need to talk about some stuff and I don't know. This is so impromptu because I wasn't gonna do anything today. I wasn't even gonna hi Natalie. Hey Rachel. Yeah, I definitely was not gonna post anything today. I made some posts about Michael's today, but I just was not gonna really talk about anything. But I noticed that on his official Facebook page, they posted the exact same thing that I post everywhere. So I was like, maybe that's a sign or something to just come on here for a little while and kind of catch up. Because I haven't been on here in so long. I know you guys what happened, but I have just been crazy busy and just haven't really. I've been thinking about it a lot, but I just haven't really been actually on here talking to people. But I can't not come on and talk on today. Today is the day. So I'm just waiting for a few more people to see if they come in. I don't know if anyone's going to show up or not because, I said, I'm never around, so people probably screw her. But I just wanted to check in on everybody and see how everyone is and what's going on with everybody and how everyone's feeling today. It's been 12 years. It's a long time, I know. But I just wanted to check in on everybody and see what everyone's doing and what everyone's thoughts are and what their feelings are. And I don't know. This time last year, I went to his Vegas home, myself and a few friends. Hi, Miss T. And that was definitely quite the experience. But yeah. 12 years and we are still here. We're always going to be here. We're never going to not be here, right? I intend on always being here. I know it's been 12 years. It's been a lot of I don't know. I see a lot of people that are still just kind of posting a lot of the stuff they were posting 12 years ago, but I definitely feel like a different person than I was 12 years ago. Time goes really fast. I know. It's insane. I feel so different. I feel so, I don't know. I feel so different, it's hard to explain. I feel so strange coming on here because I'm a completely different person than I was 12 years ago, but the heart of where I was is still there. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. My heart is still in the same place, and I feel the same way about him, and I feel the same way about things that happen, but at the same time I'm such a different person and my perspective is so different all these years later. I've changed so much in this time, and it's just really crazy that how time stands still for some situations, but you can change around that same thing. It's hard to articulate what I'm trying to say. I have changed as a person, but at the same time like the situation is still very much the same. So like my perspective has changed so much, but it doesn't change like the circumstances surrounding like what I believe, you know? I don't know if anybody else feels that way. Like it's really hard to explain. It's like I don't know. It's just really strange. There's a certain level of like acceptance that comes with like taking a lot of time and just I think for me, like as I've seen life progress and I've seen like things happen in the world, things happen around me, it's made me like look at Michael differently. So I see things like in a different way than I did a long time ago. Yeah, me too. It's crazy because I see the world as like so crazy and like for such a long time I feel like the world tried to make Michael Jackson as like so crazy and like this crazy eccentric insane person that like was so out there and so outlandish, but it's like as time progresses and we see the world for what it is, we really like see that he like wasn't crazy or he isn't crazy. It's like the world is a crazy place, you know? A few I met through your vids gave up. This COVID crap has divided a lot of people. Yeah, it's been crazy. The COVID thing was insane. I mean, in America, people were acting like it just like never fucking happened. Like it's. I think the world in general is just very different. But you know, one of the main reasons why I wanted to come on here today is because like a lot of myself, like and I had this conversation with some friends the other day about like Michael Jackson and like his influence. And I know a lot of people are like huge fans of him, like huge fans of his music, huge fans of his influence, huge fans of like the, you know, the impact he made on the world. And like, I never really saw Michael Jackson in the same light as a lot of his fans did. I'm not like a huge fan of his music. I like his music, but I'm not like a huge fan of his music. So like my perspective has always been kind of different on how I see him, but Michael Jackson has such like a huge impact on like me as a person, like how I want to go through life. Like I always like see him as this person that really tried to like create global change and really like show people that like if you don't do something it's going to be too late. And I think a lot of people miss that, including his fans. So like the influence that he's had on me as a person in the past like 12 years and what I've become and what I've seen see that is so important. The impact that I want to make on the world, what I want to do with my life, my connection to God, my connection to people. Like it hasn't always been like, you know, this perfect thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been through a lot of shit and I'm not a perfect person at all. You know, I have made mistakes and I've done things I shouldn't have done. And I've not been always nice to everyone that I've known. But I mean, just overall as a person, like his influence has impacted so much of like, I was walking like a zombie before I like ever thought anything about Michael Jackson, before I ever thought about like him hoaxing his death, before I thought about any of that stuff. I was kind of like a zombie and I felt called to a purpose, but I didn't know what it was, you know? And it's just, I don't think it has anything to do with him being like Michael Jackson. I just think that anybody can come into our lives and like affect us. Anybody can come into our lives and have like a major impact on who we are as individuals, as we are as people. So I feel like I always, no matter, even if I'm not like here like making videos or like I don't really feel compelled to like make videos as much as I want to do other things, but like it's crazy because I really feel like with everything that happened with Michael, the biggest like purpose was just to get people to like wake up and like see what's going on around them. And I think that like that has definitely happened to me. I see things so different in the world than I did previously. And it could just be because I'm older. Like I've grown up and I've matured. I'm like a grown ass woman now. I was like 25 years old when I started all this, and now I'm 37. So yeah, obviously I'm very different as I've grown up. So my perspective is going to be very different now. But I feel like ultimately the goal of all of this was to get people to wake up, and it was less about him and more about us and more about what we're supposed to do, what we're supposed to see. And I feel like for me, that has happened. And every day I push forward to trying to like make some kind of impact on the world. I mean, I'm just getting started, of course. I have so much I want to do, but I'm trying to like have a positive impact on people and like do positive things in the world. And like, I feel like what's so tragic about this community in particular is that so many people like still are so stuck on the beginning of all of this and what they think happened, and like they don't move past the lesson, they don't get the lesson. And I feel like I could spend every week coming on here and like making videos and talking about things and like trying to have a impact on this community, but I just feel like people, I don't think that's a part of the assignment. I think that it's important for us as individuals to really like see our lives, like take a message and do something with it, right? So I don't know. Like I'm around, I see what's going on. Like I see things happening, and like I'm around very much. Like I see people on social media, like I see things, and I'm around. I see what's going on, but I just don't really like interact because I just feel like I don't know. I love talking to you guys. I mean, I know my group is very small now because most people have like moved on to other people, but I just feel like there's so much happening right now in the world that like I was talking about a long time ago, and it's everything's coming to light. I'm just like, wow, it feels good, but I don't know if people are seeing it the same way that I'm seeing it, you know? I think there's always that little bit of hope that people have, like that something is gonna like happen or change, but there is constant change. Things are constantly happening. Little things like I posted all over social media something today, and then his Instagram posted the exact same message. Like there's little things that happen still, you know? But I don't know how people are coping. How do you guys feel today? Like what are your thoughts? How do you feel about Michael being gone for 12 years? Like what are your feelings about that? Like what kind of conclusion have you come to? Because then you guys are really quiet right now, so I don't know. Like no one's saying anything. I hope I'm not frozen in here and you guys can actually hear me, because if not, I just spoke for like a good 10 minutes and no one heard anything I said, and that kind of sucks. But that would really suck actually, because you guys are really quiet. Can you not hear me for real? Oh, okay. I'm in a different place spiritually. Me too. Spiritually, I'm in a very different place as well. Can hear you fine. The persona is gone, but Michael is still here. Is He is still here. I feel like this was such a huge part of my life that I like hid from people, and like this is a part of me that I hid for so long. But I'm not gonna hide because I'm very proud of the work that I've done. Whether people always ask me, has your mind changed? No, not at all. My mind hasn't changed at all about anything that I thought in terms of Michael and what happened to him. But I feel like my position is not to like push people to believe what I believe, but I think the overall message is for. I just wish people would have listened to him when more he was here. You know what I mean? Like I wish people would have like actually followed his message more and understood, because we would be ready, prepared for today. You know, I always felt like we, the truth, would come out and we would see him again. But this past week, I'm not so sure. I don't think so. Yeah, I've been seeing that. I've been seeing a lot of that actually. There's a lot of things happening. As far as Michael's concerned, MJJ Forever, I feel I know that I say this like every year and I say this constantly, but I do feel like patience is pertinent, and I think it's really important for people to be. I feel like a lot is like our world is changing and so much is happening. I just think people are not going to expect what's going to happen, and I just kind of want to leave it at that. I think that like it's just very important to like be patient and just live your life and try to do the best that you can, be the best person that you can. I think that's so important. I think for some, it's not so much about what happened, but trying to understand and get to know him through his words, songs, and like really try to see him. I think that, and again, I want to reiterate that I think that it's important for us to like see Michael, but I honestly feel like, Man in the Mirror comes in my mind. I think it was about reflecting on who. I really feel like it's really about us. Like, I feel like when somebody like influences you or impacts you to like look at yourself, to see yourself, I think that is what this is all about. I think that sometimes like you have to put the brakes on when you like look in the mirror and say like, who the hell am I? Like, what am I doing? And I honestly feel like that's what it's about. I think it was less about him and more about us just like pausing and like looking at ourselves and trying to figure out what the hell we're doing. That was my experience. My experience may be totally different than other people's. Like I just feel like I don't know. I feel like it was just very important for me to pause and like look at, and I know I feel really bad because I know like I could put so much content out, but it's just I feel like I'm going in a circle with that because I just feel like people get excited about content, but they're not really applying it to their lives. And that's what kind of bothers me about people in this community in particular. I feel like they like the content, they like to watch like what you create, they like to like hear the story and they like to like, you know, hear the facts and the clues and all the fun stuff. But I do feel like they don't want to do the work when it comes to like a self assessment. You know what I mean? And like seeing who they are. I'm saying by seeing him and listening to him, seeing the world through what he was saying. Yeah, exactly. Seeing the truth, actually. They don't want to do the thinking. They don't. People don't want to do the thinking. They don't. And I just feel like that's kind of like why I just kind of hang back because I just feel like it could be such a beautiful process to like understand the world around you. And like, you know, really, I don't want to get into that, but I think that a lot of people in this community are still just focused on the very wrong things. And it's crazy because it's like it works 12 years. What kind of peace are you going to have with something if you're not focused on the ultimate message of it? You know, I feel sad because I know, you know, this day, I remember June 25th, 2009. And I remember like I had a boyfriend at the time. And like, I remember the boyfriend that I had at the time this happened, he died last year. He died, you know, he's gone. Like, so today is like, particularly like, I feel weird because I remember like, it's so crazy because we were like talking about like what happened and we were having dinner and we were talking about what was going on, what was on the news. And like, we were joking about just like Michael probably just like trying to get out of concerts and like, it's so crazy because like he's dead, like he died. That guy is like he died last year of cancer. He got sick, and like it's so crazy now because I'm just like, oh my god, like that's insane how life is. You know, a lot has happened. A lot has happened, and I just feel like I don't know. I had an entire row of MJ and walked in there one day and was like, Michael wasn't like this. I now love him on a spiritual level, not a fan level. What's not? Yeah, it's crazy, right? And it's okay. It's really okay to be like a fan. Like that's dope. I mean, Michael Jackson earned like he earned his title. He earned his fame. He earned everything. He earned all of that, all aspects of what he has. Like he earned that and he should be appreciated and loved for like his hard work. I just feel like for myself, like my perspective was always just very different on him. I see that like when I see the depth of who Michael Jackson is or was, I feel like he could have been like a great philosopher. He could have been an educator. He could have been probably a politician. He could have done a lot of things to like really make change in the world. And it's so sad. He could have been an activist. Like he could have done a lot of things if he had been given the chance to do those things. And I feel like that's like the person that I like love and respect so much. Just that person that's like that activist, that's that voice of reason and like the voice of us critically like looking at the human condition and figuring out what the fuck we're doing because a lot of us just like Michael Jackson is like even with him being a celebrity, a pop star, like you know, the greatest entertainer of all time. The story is it applies to so many people. So many of us just like float through life like in roles that we're given. You know, like we're given these roles and like we exist in these roles that are handed to us and we are expected to live in that skin instead of living in our own skin. And eventually it just pushes you to a place where you're just like I don't know what to do. And I feel like that applies to so many people. I mean, like we don't live very free. And like I get like sad because like I'm 37 and I'm not married yet. I don't have kids yet. Like I don't have things that I guess milestones that I should have had by now. But in one respect, it's like I'm a very free person. Like I'm free. I'm free from like the aspects of like roles that I have to play in the world. I have a business that's like becoming more and more successful every single day. I've built a life for myself that's really cool. Like I'm proud of the life that I built for myself. But I think part of that is like I'm free to do what I want and to be who I want. And I think that like so many of us just go through our lives not being free. And we are so bound by like roles that are assigned to us. And then we're very unhappy. You know what I mean? So I feel like one thing that I've learned from like being in the world of Michael is I've learned how to be free. I've learned how to like live free. So like I just hope that people uh understand that, and I hope that people see that the importance of that. You know, you shouldn't make decisions based off of like which you're supposed to do. I think you're supposed to like follow your heart more than anything. So like I don't know. I really don't know, guys. I've just learned a lot from all of this, and I hope that people, like I said, I wasn't going to come on here. I'm like, I'm just not going to go on this year. I'm not gonna really go. I'm not gonna go live. I'm not gonna really say anything. But I'm glad that I did. I mean, I still see people in this community that are just like fucking like rabid and crazy over what happened to Michael, and they're just like they don't let it go. They just keep it up. They keep believing that there's all these clues and all that, and it's just like I don't understand how you can live your life like that. I can't. Like you have to move on with your life, and you have to like take the message and apply it. And I think that's the biggest thing that people are missing. You have to take the message and apply it. You have to take the message and make a difference and make it different for the next person. And I don't think people like are grasping that concept. They're not getting it. They're not understanding that. Even all these years later, they're obsessed with like why, how, and that's okay. I'm not judging people if that's how they're choosing to like live their existence. Like that's fine. But I just think that it's very important to apply it to like your own life, apply it to your own self, and like figure out how you could do something different, how you can make a different impact. I'm really good. How are you? It's so good to see you in here. It's good to see all of you. Not too many people, but it's enough. This was definitely like kind of impromptu, so I'm just glad to see everyone. I just wanted to stop in and just like check up on you beautiful people, see what's going on. Hi, Tanya. Have any of you guys like changed your mind completely? Honestly, like have you changed your mind about him? Like what you think happened? Have any of you like changed that thought? I mean, it's fine if you have. It's totally okay. I guess if you did, you wouldn't be here. But I just always get curious. Am I crying? No, I'm not crying at all. I have a little bit of a cold, but I'm not crying. I'm good. I'm actually pretty happy. I think I'm sniffling. I have like my nose is a little, I have a fan like right over my bed, so my nose is a little runny. I have to do like an event tomorrow, so I'm like taking a lot of time out to do this. But I just wanted to like just check on everyone and see everyone's doing. See how all you beautiful people are. See what's going on, what's new. Did you guys see the Red Table Talk with Paris and Willow? That was pretty good, huh? Pretty interesting perspective on things. like I know exactly why MJ left. Oh, really? People keep sending me this link to this Prisoner of Fame. Is it the full movie? I haven't watched it. I guess it's on YouTube. I thought her already released Prisoner of Fame before. Is this like the full movie? People keep sending me the link to it. And I'm like, what's going on? God, you and I both. Lots of rabbit holes. Lots. But I have to, like, I don't know. I've spent so much time on this stuff over the years. I'm just like, oh my God. I've just have met like so many people through this community, and like I've had just so much happen to me. It's crazy. It's hard to even like believe, like imagine my life without this chapter in it. I think that's why I post this link on my like main page. I would never usually post like this link on my main Facebook page, but it's really not a secret, you know. It is what it is. It's my work over time, and I just feel like, um, yeah, I don't know. I don't really, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. But why do you think he left, Sandy? You guys are so quiet. There's 21 people in here, and like only like four people are talking. You guys need to talk more. I'm not that interested in listen to. Actually, I'm pretty boring. I hate doing these live streams. I'm the only person that's like talking, and it's weird. Hi, Sandy. Number two. Brandy, I've been on the sites, not MG sites, and I've learned just about him. Yeah, saw Paris interview, but it wasn't Will Smith on Epstein's life. I don't know. So was Michael. I mean, Michael was on one of Epstein's boats before too, so it doesn't really mean anything. I mean, what's that got to do with his daughter? Like, I think everybody was on Epstein's boat at some point. Michael was too. He was around him. Like, they were all around him. Doesn't mean anything. To me, it doesn't mean anything. I mean, oh, what are you cooking? I love Willow Smith. I think Willow Smith and Paris are like kindred spirits. They're so beautiful. They would be like the best couple. They would like I think they'd be the cutest couple ever. I wish I could make that happen, but I don't think so. I think Paris has a girlfriend with someone else. I don't really think it matters if people are around Epstein. He's the one who did. I don't, I just, with that whole Epstein thing, I just feel like he did what he wanted to do. Like, we shouldn't blame other celebrities for being around him, just because, like, Michael was around a lot of questionable people in his life. It doesn't mean that he was doing stuff. Like, I know he was around a lot of people that were very questionable. It doesn't mean that he was doing something. So I don't think we should blame other celebrities for being around those people either. Like, it doesn't mean just because you're around Epstein doesn't mean you're like molesting kids and shit. I just think that's a weird flex. Like, I don't know. To me, it's a weird flex. Like, I don't think someone's automatically like a rapist because they're around someone. That's crazy. Like, it doesn't. Hi, Judy. I just think it's a weird flex. For me, it's just weird. I don't think it's because you know someone, you're doing something, or you're. Yeah, but like nobody knows who Michael was. Michael was friends with a lot of powerful and fucked up people. We know for a fact he was extremely close with the Clintons, and look at them. Like, my whole point is it doesn't matter like who you're friends with. It doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong because you're friends with someone. I mean, I know I've always heard if you hang out with trash, you start to stink, but I personally just feel like people have their own accountability for what they do. Michael knew who the hell he was around. He was around a lot of shady people, and this is facts. People don't want to admit it, but he was around a lot of like fucked up people throughout his career that did a lot of bad things. So it's like it doesn't mean that he's automatically guilty of doing something. So I think we should hold other celebrities to the same standard. Just because you're on an Epstein log doesn't mean you were doing things to kids or bad stuff. I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't you don't have to agree with that, but I just feel like just because you're around someone doesn't make you guilty. You know, I think Michael needs to be held to the same standards as everybody else. I've always said that. I think accountability is key. Michael made very bad choices in his career as well, and in his life as well, that led to like a lot of bad things happening to him. And I think accountability is very important. I think it's necessary to be accountable for your actions. And I feel like a lot of things that happen to us are lessons because of things that we've done and we've seen. So I just feel like for me, it's about what you take from that, what you've done, and how you apply it to your life and change you're trying to make. You know, right? It doesn't matter if he was. What I'm saying is we don't, Sandy. What I'm saying is we don't know who Michael was friends with, though. Like you can't say like we're not in his personal life. You have no idea who he was friends with. We don't know who he was friends with. We don't know who he wasn't friends with. It doesn't. I just feel like I really feel like people just need to stop associating people with stuff because you just don't know. You know, I mean, it's just how I feel about it. I just feel like it doesn't matter. Someone made a comment about Will Smith being on Epstein's log. It doesn't mean he was like. I don't think Will Smith like hurts kids. I don't. I think his children are a beautiful reflection of the kind of person he is. I don't think that Will Smith would be that kind of person. I think his children wouldn't be how they are if he was that kind of person. I think he's a good person. I think he is a good man, and I think that we can't automatically associate people with being like evil because of who they're around. Because if that was the case, then Michael will be considered evil because Michael's around a lot of Michael has been around a lot of questionable fucking people throughout his career. A lot of questionable people, and he does that make him a bad person? No, of course not. It's the industry, you know? Do you think you get all that success and fame and fortune from not being around questionable people? Like, I mean, is this the reality? I just think that that's always been my like thing about Michael. I think Michael is a human as a person, as a human being that like is a good person, a good man. But I think that he made mistakes as well. And I think we all have to pay for mistakes that we make in life. We all have to be held accountable for them. And I just think that's just how I feel about him. You know, I've never put Michael on this pedestal as being this like angel because he's not. Keep your enemies closer or just do what the fuck you want because you want fame and fortune. I mean, let's just be real. Like, it doesn't just because like you're, you know, or Michael, you have you seen his manifesto? Like Michael wanted fame and fortune. He wanted that. He wanted to be famous. He wanted to have a lot of money. He wanted those things. Like, these are things that he manifested himself. He wanted those things. I just think you have to be very like cognizant of that stuff. Stop making like Michael is just okay, I'll say for sure, 100% sure that I do not believe Michael ever hurt a child. I want to be very clear on that. I don't believe he ever hurt a kid. I don't think he ever molested a child. I don't believe that. And I really don't believe that. But I do feel like it's important to also be Michael is not like some like angel that's like never done anything wrong in his life, like never did anything bad. Like that's crazy. You don't achieve that kind of like fame and fortune by just being like innocent like angel. Like that's insane. You have to be like cutthroat, undercut people, a businessman. He was. And I just feel like I one of the biggest problems that why people can't accept Michael or what happened to Michael is because they cannot see the whole side of him. You can only even see as much as you like can fucking see anyway because Michael kept a lot of his life private. You know? They really do. They really, really, really do. And I feel like Michael's like I feel like Paris is always attacked because people always talk about how Michael would like what likes me. Paris is so much like Michael. But see, Paris is like the Michael that Michael hid from people. He's like she's like the Michael that he made sure people didn't see unless they were close to him. Hi Janice. He is not some like innocent angel that doesn't do anything wrong, that's so like meek and good. That's bullshit. That is fucking bullshit. Michael was never like that. What I don't think Michael would ever hurt a child. Absolutely not. But was he like this innocent, like, oh my God, I'm so good? Fuck no. Fuck no, he wasn't like that. Absolutely not. Michael got what the fuck he wanted when he wanted it. And Michael getting what he wanted when he wanted it is why he was in so much shit all the time. Because he could not take no for an answer a lot. He had a lot of yes men around him. He got what he wanted. He felt very entitled to a lot of things in his life. And I feel like that is a huge problem behind why so many people like targeted him. You know? But yeah, Paris is a lot like Michael. She's just like the Michael that people didn't see, so they don't understand it. It's like, oh, why is she like that? What do you mean, why is she like that? You know, she's like, that's how her dad, that's how Michael's always been. I don't know. This is why I preference this whole live with saying that like I was never like a fan of his music and like him as a person like before. I really didn't know much about Michael Jackson. So when I came into the community, I looked at him from a different perspective. I never had these like fan goggles on. I never like saw him as like, I thought it was really fucked up that people accused him of hurting kids. Yeah. That bothered me because I didn't think he ever, and I still don't think he ever did that. But I never looked at him like he was just this innocent person that never did anything wrong. That's crazy. I think a lot of people just are very like very uh confused about my, I still hear people saying shit like, who did I, was it Pearl that was like, oh, he was like a virgin, he wanted to be around kids because women wanted sex, some bullshit she said about women wanting sex from him. And like, I'm like, you think Michael wasn't having sex with people, or you honestly believe that? Like, you honestly think that Michael like didn't have sex with like women and he didn't like do all this stuff? Like, are you fucking crazy? Michael can get ass from any woman in the world. Like, he's Michael Jackson. He can sleep with anyone he wanted to. People are so disillusioned when it comes to him, and it's crazy to me. Paris is not like Michael a lot, you know. That's why I've never fit into the crowd. You know, I've never fit into the in crowd when it comes to Michael, because I just don't have that perspective of him. I don't. I think Michael is a regular man who just was very talented and very smart, very intelligent, very focused, a very good businessman. But I never ever thought he was just like this innocent angel that was like this virgin that people just took advantage of. That's fucking crazy. Michael, no. No. You don't get that like level of fame and that heightened sense of anything unless you know what the fuck you're doing. And he absolutely knew what he was doing in life. He absolutely knew what he was doing every step of the way. And sometimes that complex of I can do what I want backfired on him, you know? It does, Janice. It does. It does. It takes away a lot. It takes away a lot from him. The gold pants. Yeah. I don't think it's any more or any less than any other people. My favorite example of the shady shit that Michael did is when Michael was hanging out with Stan Lee. He was like going to Stan Lee's he was going to the Stan Lee like his wherever he was, and he was like hanging out, and then those Clintons like the Clintons like took advantage. They stole something off of Stan Lee or something. Everyone's like, well, how did the Clintons know about that? How they know about him doing that? How people could not figure out like how these Clintons knew about something. I'm like, because Michael's ass was there. He was with Stan Lee for like a week. He kept going back to his house like over and over again. And like everyone's like, how did the Clintons know about what he was doing? They have no like mutual friends, but they did. Michael was a mutual friend. I still believe that Michael was like telling them shit about what Stan Lee was planning to do, because they literally stole they stole a donation or something from underneath Stan Lee. But they're like how the hell did they find out about this donation? It was kept very much under wraps. That's because Stan Lee was running his mouth to Michael, and I believe Michael told them what he was going to do, because Michael ended up profiting off of that donation also. There's so much stuff, man. This is before the whole Marvel thing, Clea. This is like in the 90s. This is before that whole entire Marvel acquisition thing. This was like earlier. You know, this is like very like early. He was hanging out with Stan Lee, and the Clintons ended up losing some kind of like donation or something, and nobody can figure out like how the hell they found out about this. And I'm like, dude, he totally did that, you know? Not because he's like a bad person, just because it was a business deal. And people just always underestimate him as being like this like child man or something, you know? And he's not. Like he wasn't. He's like a businessman. You know? And that's okay. It's fine to be like that. People just like never know what the fuck is going on with people. And these celebrities like live these lives, and we just don't know. I went to go see. I'm a huge like Britney Spears fan. I went to go see Britney Spears. I think in 2017, her show in Vegas, and like it was an amazing, phenomenal show. It was. She did a great job. I mean, she danced her ass off. She sang. It was a great show. And then come to find out, she's been like enslaved to perform for years. You would never think that she was on that stage. She was a fucking slave. She did such a good job. She was like happy, and she was laughing, and she was smiling, and she was performing. But really, she was going to her dressing room and crying afterwards because she was like enslaved. It's like, these celebrities, you don't know what they're really going through. You have no idea, because all you're seeing is a packaged image of what they want you to see. You're only seeing the entertainer. You're not seeing their actual lives, what they're actually going through, how unhappy they are. She's just an example of that. You just don't know. Oh yeah, definitely Janice, because they didn't want that black man to buy that. But it's like if you watch like the Paris Hilton documentary, she's we thought Paris Hilton was like this stupid, dumb, ditzy, privileged white girl with like all this entitlement, and like, but she was like she was literally like psychotic, because she was kidnapped from her house and like abused for years. We never knew that about her. She literally created that Paris Hilton persona to disassociate herself from her trauma. You do not know what people are going through. People are always putting these celebrities on pedestals, and they don't fucking know the truth behind who they are. They are abused. They are tormented. Michael went through so much shit. And keep in mind, these people who are like celebrities are like, they're young. Imagine like 45 years of that shit, 45 years of abuse and torment, and people doing with it. That's why whenever Conrad Murray gave that interview, and he was saying how Michael said that doctors molested him and shit, I believe that. I believe that Michael told Conrad Murray that. I 100% believe that Michael was molested. I think he was abused. I 100% believe that shit. Hollywood is a sick place. They're sick. They're sick people. And those doctors and lawyers and industry people, they are fucked up. People will sell their soul up the goddamn river for $1 in Hollywood. And I believe what Conrad Murray said about Michael being molested. Absolutely. Celebrities go through a lot of shit. And it's like signing on that dotted line, deal with the devil, you know? If you would have saw Britney Spears perform, you would have never thought that she was going to her dressing room and crying afterwards. Britney Spears, the reason why Britney Spears went crazy is because she had postpartum psychosis. So when she had her first baby, it gave her like babies, they fuck your hormones up. So when she had her first baby, she had postpartum depression. When she had her second child, it actually sent her into postpartum psychosis. So it like literally mentally made her crazy. But the paparazzi and all these media fuckers wanted to make it like she was just like doing drugs and stuff, but she wasn't doing drugs. She just went insane. But her parents like sold her. They didn't even care. They just wanted her to like keep performing, because money makes people act insane, like crazy, and it's so sad. So my whole thing is like Michael is not exempt from that. Michael told Britney Spears. I remember when Michael first when June 25th first happened and they interviewed Britney Spears. She said that she saw Michael. He asked her, "Are you coming to my show in London?" And she said yes. And he told her, "You need to take care of yourself and take care of your children. Don't let people push you, because they will push you and they will push you and they will push you and they will push you until you break." He told her that. Be with your children and take care of yourself. It's sad, but it's like people, all these celebrities, why do they deserve it? They don't deserve that shit. Why? Why do they deserve to have people do that to them? They choose to entertain us. They choose to be singers and actresses and actors, and they choose to like. I think that music and acting, these are forms of escapism, and we need them. We need that to like function. We need music. We need movies. We need shows. It's escapism. It takes you away from your own trauma, which you experience. So we want them to do these things, right? We want them to provide this escapism for us. When it comes to like their personal lives, we forget that the people that they're representing are not who they really are. And this is my whole problem with the Michael Jackson fan base. They refuse to kind of like detach Michael from his image. I am not saying that he's not a person. That I think his music is very true to like who he is in a lot of respects. I think that he really has been a person that really cares about the earth, and you can feel God's message through Michael. So like you can feel God through him. You can feel that he's sincere about those things. But they refuse to disattach other parts of his image from like who he is as a person. And that's the biggest problem I've always had with Michael Jackson fans, and why I don't get along with a lot of them. They don't like me because I'm like, dude, you guys need to stop this shit. Like, stop acting like he's like never done anything wrong. Michael did a lot of stupid shit. A lot of stupid shit that caused him so much grief in his life because he just wanted to control every aspect of everything. And it caused him a lot of problems. It really did. Because Hollywood, they play their own game. And if you don't want to participate in that game, look what happens to you. So I just feel like I went on a rant. I'm sorry. But I just feel like this is why I step back from this, because I just feel like people don't like to see the truth when it comes to him. They don't see it. They don't get it. They don't get it. But this all, to me, it's all like, it goes so much deeper than like celebrities like Michael Jackson. Just with the truth, we are so brainwashed. The society brainwashes us so much about so many things, like religion, science, like everything. We're brainwashed. We're very brainwashed when it comes to like those things. It's very skewed. So when it comes to celebrities, it's easy to do that same thing. They brainwash with all this glitz and glamour, all these like wonderful things that they have. You saw Paris and Willow. These kids are they're millionaires. They're rich as hell. They have all the privileges that life, affords them. But at the same time, they're like so unhappy because it's all a fallacy. It's not real. When Willow was asking Paris to associate words with other words, she said wealth. And Paris said temporary. It is. That shit's temporary. It doesn't mean anything. Paris could buy any of our lives if she wanted to. But it doesn't bring her happiness and like peace. Those kids have everything that they could ever want for. But it's not enough to make them happy, to not hurt themselves, to not be depressed, because money is not everything. And all that fame and fortune and glitz and glamour is a fallacy. It's not real. It's not real. It's fake. And I think that that's with so many things. You see that with religion too. Like people are just like, people are so religious, but they're not spiritual at all. They go to church every Sunday and they read their Bible every single night, but they only read parts of the Bible that they're assigned to at Bible study. They don't read they don't question why some things don't make sense. They question why things are taken out of the Bible. They don't question anything. They just don't. They're just like completely brainwashed. I lost friends and people when it came to like the whole election thing with Trump and Biden. And look, I mean, look at what Biden is. And I'm not trying to get into politics here, but look at what Joe Biden is doing. Look what he's done. Look at how fucked up this country is in like 6 months. Look at the fucking. Did you see those videos of him like giving speeches where he's like, he can't even form a sentence. He's old as hell. He's like senile. He has no idea what the fuck is going on. His mind is deteriorating, but nobody wants to because he's not Donald Trump. I am not saying that I'm pro-Trump because I'm not. I think Donald Trump's an asshole, but I just feel like this. I lost so many friends because I refuse to just be a Democrat. I refuse to just be a leftist. You know, I refuse to just accept that because I'm black, I have to like one person. I have to like one side. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's wild. It's wild. If we're put into these roles as just like regular people, imagine being like having like executives and record executives and people who depend on you for money like controlling you. You know? Joe Biden has been in office for 40 goddamn. He hasn't done shit. I cannot stand Joe Biden. I like cannot stand him, but it's like, to me, it's not even about like left or right or Democrat or Republican. It has nothing to do with any of that stuff. Like leftist, conservative, it has nothing to do with any of that. We are so fucked right now. And the world is, we are just so, and like, for instance, like the government they released a report today on June 25th of all days. That's funny. Saying like, oh, so there are definitely aliens. There are definitely UFOs, but we definitely don't know where they're coming from. They're fucking like they're lying, still telling people bullshit. But how are people not talking about the fact that the government has acknowledged for a fact that there are like aliens and shit? So if the government is acknowledging that there's aliens, if the government is acknowledging that there is UFOs, if they're acknowledging this, how is that not calling into question so many other things? I don't understand. And I'm like totally ranting, and I'm trying to like stay positive right now, but I just don't understand how people's minds work. I don't get it. Like I don't get people. It's like it doesn't make any sense to me. Like I lost so many people because I was like, this is bullshit. This whole election is bullshit. Why do they want Trump to shut the fuck up so bad? They were doing everything to keep Donald Trump from talking. They suspended his Twitter, his Facebook, like all his so the leader of the free world that you call the president, you suspended all of his platforms in which he can talk, right? But then we find out by Israeli intelligence that Donald Trump was informed about what was going on in the universe with aliens and UFOs. This is a fact. This is not us just like this is not me just like saying shit like a conspiracy theory. This is actually fact. This has been acknowledged by the United States government. The Israeli intelligence has said that Donald Trump was briefed in a meeting on UFOs and was briefed in a meeting on aliens, extraterrestrials, ETs. And he formed a committee, a space protection committee. Everyone's like, oh, Donald Trump's fucking crazy because he formed a space committee. And I'm like, why the fuck is he forming a space committee? They freaked out and they took away, not only did they take away Donald Trump's platform for speaking, they also took away his his access to everything once he left office. How do people not question that? How do people not see how fucked up that is? Why did they want him to be so? Oh, because he incited right. No, he didn't. Donald Trump did not tell those people to storm the Capitol. He fucking did not. I saw the whole thing transpire. He told those people to go home. He told them to go home. That shit was all an inside job. No one's stupid. And if you believe that shit was real and not an inside job, then you're stupid. Okay? So, again, this is not about being left or right. Democrat, Republican has nothing to do with that. But my whole thing is, how do people not see what the hell is going on here? People should be completely crazy. Like, oh my God, they said that UFOs and like aliens are real. But they don't question anything. They don't. It's just, it's the media. It's unbelievable what they do, how they control a narrative. And that's what I think all of this is about, like opening your eyes and like seeing the truth about things. You know what I mean? So if you have aliens and you have UFOs, it's time to start explaining the Bible. It's time to start explaining. Listen, I myself consider myself to be a Christian. I believe in God. I believe in the resurrection of Jesus. I believe all that. But I believe the Bible has been omitted. I believe they have changed things in the Bible. They perpetuate Mary Magdalene as a whore when she never was. The Bible has been manipulated in many ways. And I honestly believe that. I do. Because why are things being acknowledged now that were never acknowledged before? What the hell is really going on here? But people will never question because they can't question religion. They can't question politics. If you're Black, you have to be a Democrat. If you're Black, you can't like any kind of right wing or conservative, even though conservative values really make sense. Like to me, like being a conservative is very logical. You know, I believe if someone offers me $1 or an opportunity, I'm going to take an opportunity. I believe in working for what you want in life. Nothing's just given to you. I lean more towards the conservative side. I always have, but like on the same token as that, I like am very like much a Black activist. I very much like believe in my people, and I believe in equality for everyone, and I believe in like my people having a platform, and I believe in like Black people. This is my whole thing. Like I think as a Black person, I should have a right to like and trust and believe in whoever I want to believe in, not what just someone tells me. I never liked Joe Biden when he said, if you don't agree with me, if you don't vote for me, then you're not Black. That's when I was fucking done with him. Because you're not going to tell me I'm not Black because I don't believe in your bullshit. Because you sent so many Black men to jail. You set Black people up to fail. You call Black children jungle animals. I will never support a president that talks like that about my fucking people. But because it doesn't fall into the narrative, people are so confused in this world. And this whole like, that's what I'm saying about like, roles that we have to play that's assigned to us. That's why I say like Michael taught me how to be free with my mind. Michael refused to sing at Barack Obama's inauguration. He didn't want to sing at it. He didn't want to participate in it because by then Michael had the knowledge of politics, what it's really about, what's really going on here. You know? I've never watched the Conservative Twins. No, I don't really follow any political commentators. I don't really follow anything like that. I have my own mindset when it comes to like politics and like, you know, where I stand with what I believe in, but I don't really follow any particular person. Like I'm disgusted by what's happening in this country, and I'm disgusted by like how what's happening with people in general, but I don't have like, I don't know. It's just, I'm really weird when it comes to that whole thing. I'm just strange. Like, I think I've gotten more involved with like Black, you know, the importance of like acknowledging my self-worth as a Black woman, but I will not be pandered to. Yeah, Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben, Land Lakes, that is such bullshit. And them, because you want to know why they removed Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben, and Land O'Lakes? Because they were trying to whitewash the truth. That's why they did that shit. Because 25 years from now, they're going to be telling our great grandkids, or not 25 years from now, 100 years from now, they're going to be telling kids that shit never happened. People are so stupid. I was never in agreeing to Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben. Those people, they're trying to whitewash history. Whitewash history so that people don't know and people are so fucking stupid. They think it's progression. There is nothing progressive about whitewashing the truth. They're trying to whitewash what happened and take away from the truth. People are so fucking stupid. That made me so angry that they did that. And people, oh yeah, we have progress. We have progress. They're getting rid of Aunt Jemima. Aunt Jemima's image was corrected in the 80s. She's a black woman cooking. She doesn't have on her like slave or plantation uniform. Uncle Ben, these people have already been corrected. And they do all this shit. They pander to black people through an entire election. But then they turn around, they have an Asian hate crime bill. They give us Juneteenth, which I'm not against. Okay, great, Juneteenth. But they give these fucking, oh my God, I'm getting so pissed off about this right now. This makes me so mad because listen, I love everyone. I love my Asian brothers and sisters. I love white, blacks, everybody. I love everyone. But like, you make promises of how you pander to my people to win an election, to get votes, to flip votes. But then you pull out, we already have anti-hate bills in place. They specifically make one for Asian hate. Where the hell is ours? Where the hell is ours for brutality? Where the hell is our bill for cops beating the shit out of us and killing us? They gave Derek Chauvin 22 years in fucking prison. Why was he not given a life sentence? Why? I am fully in support of Juneteenth. I would never tell people to keep Juneteenth because too many people died for us not to have it. I believe in it. I think it's a good thing. I think black people deserve it. But I also want a crime bill for black people as well. But they don't have one. It's just, that's why I say about politics being like so messed up and like why I don't follow politics, why I don't trust the left. I will never trust them because they lie so much. They lie about everything. And the reason why we will never have a healing world with truth is because people are caught in this brainwashing. People do not want to think for themselves. They don't want to be free of what bounds them to the lies. They don't want to think. People don't trust God. They don't. Clea, I don't agree with that statement. I don't think Juneteenth is about lies. I would not tell white people that because that's not true. That's what black activists have been saying all along. Yeah. Exactly. It's just bullshit. It's ridiculous. I just can't. I can't do it. So I just say like when it comes to like June 25th and like what it means, I just feel like it's like I freed myself from so much mental slavery by following my goal. I've like really freed myself, but like that's part of like us getting to where we need to be and us going to new levels, like vibrating higher on higher frequencies. It's about like truth, you know? And I think that people perpetuate untruths as it fits their agendas. But that's not, it's not, people need to know the truth and then just decide what they want to do with what they know, how they feel about it. I am not a self-serving person. I have a lot of different beliefs, a lot of things that I think. I don't project those onto my followers because I think people can think what they want to think. I like say what I feel and I communicate that to across my platform. But I feel like ultimately people need to think for themselves, and that's what I do. I'm not a self-serving person. I never have been. If I was a self-serving person, I'd be making so much money off this shit that I've been doing for years, but I never did because it's like I want people to be able to like think for themselves. It's like you have to think for yourself. Yes, cognitive dissonance is really important. It's so important. It's so important. A lot of people in my life like don't like me or have not liked me because I don't just listen to people say. I don't do that. Like I feel like nobody has all the answers to anything. I feel like there's just one truth and we come to understand that truth in our own time. You know? And it's really sad. And I don't know if maybe it's just part of growing up. Like you have this idea when you're younger about the world and like what it is, what it means to you, and when you actually like see it, it's such a fucking. But I think the world can be a very beautiful place too. You know, it really can be. It can be, the world can be a very beautiful thing. Like I think like living and having like life and like living life, it's not all like bad things. There's a lot of beauty in life. There's a lot of beauty to be lived. There's like a lot of amazing things you can do. A lot of amazing people that exist. Like you can meet wonderful people and like have a very people. So I'm not gonna have kids because this world's fucked up. That's crazy. Like your world is not the world doesn't have to be fucked up for your kids. You can create a beautiful kid world for your kids. You can influence your children to see the world through their own eyes, and like you can influence your children to be better people, to create a better world. I don't think that the world is like just so hopeless and like, oh, it's so fucked up. Like no, there are bad things that happen to people all the time. But I think the key to like the strength of like living a good life is just knowing the truth about things. And I think that like stop lying to kids, stop lying to people about things. Stop telling your kids bullshit about the world and they have nothing to be disappointed about, you know? I am not ready for anything. You know, I'm just taking life as it comes. Dude, nothing surprises me anymore at all. You know? I think the only thing that really surprises me is how ignorant people are. How people just like fucking ignore everything. They don't like I don't know, man. I feel like I'm just kind of alone on this like log in the middle of the lake, like constantly just trying to make sense of things. But like, I don't know. People either want you to be really stupid or they want you to like only think what they want to think, you know? I was like liking this guy for a while. He was like he like he considers himself to be like a very like knowledgeable person. Like he knows so much. He's so woke and like all this other bullshit. But he's like, you know, he's not though, because he's very like one sided with how he thinks about things. Like he's like archaic. You know, he was a great guy in terms of like his knowledge and like what he knew about society and like being woke. But when it comes to like other things, he's like archaic. He's very like homophobic and he's very like, you know, he says really fucked up things about like women. He says like mess up things about you know, just certain people. And it's like I just feel like there's a disconnect with that because a lot of people are like that. You know, they see what is good in life, but they spin it to their own perspective. It's like people in the death hoax community do the same exact thing. They see that something's off, right? I always say we could have had so much progress in this community if people were like so open to seeing others' ideas. But so many people in this community like became obsessed with their own version of things that they started attacking other people who had different like thoughts. That happened in this community alone, you know? So it's like, I don't know. It's just really, it's crazy. I live my life like I'm a business person. I have my own business. Like my business is thriving. I'm doing really well. Like I'm happy with like the progress I've made in my life because I just built something for myself and it's beautiful to like see my brand like growing and like, but it's like when I come back to like this, it's so crazy because I feel like my purpose in life is honestly to just like try to bring awareness to people about things and try to like bring truth to light. And sometimes I feel guilty that I've kind of gotten away with that from that by like having my own business that's like selling merchandise and like selling a product. But this is where my passion is, you know? Like it really is. And I just I just hope I can cross the two somehow, but I have so little patience for people who just refuse to. Thank you. But I feel like it's my passion to like do this, but I feel like so many people are just blocked because they just only have like one way of thinking. That's it. They only have one. And if it doesn't fit their way of thinking, then it just doesn't count. And that really bothers me. It really, 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 really bothers me. Because we have to open our minds to understand anything. It's why I just stopped bothering with these videos. I'm like, why do I keep making these videos? Because like people are watching them, they like them, but they don't get it. They don't connect the two. They don't connect the dots. And I don't know. So we'll see what happens. This is all this stuff is just like only the beginning. There's so much shit, guys. Like there's so much shit that's like just starting. We are slowly seeing a shift in society in the world, and um, we're seeing a shift. You're seeing one, and you're going to see and hear a lot of things that are just like, what the fuck. But it's time. It's time for that shift on all fronts. Even when it comes to like him, Michael, I think people just have no idea when it comes to Michael. I think they do. They know a part of him, but they have no idea about him. They have no clue of what he saw. We are changing, we're evolving, we're shifting. But we have passed another June 25th, and it has been 12 years since that day. And so I cannot believe it's been 12 years. I cannot believe that. Like, that's so crazy. 12 years without his influence, 12 years without that is crazy. So many things are happening. It is so surreal. Are any of you guys coming to Vegas for his birthday? Because the estate is doing a birthday party for him again this year. Are you guys coming? Yeah, for his birthday. They're doing like a show and like birthday cake, and they're having some activities and all that fun stuff. I live in Vegas though, so I'm sure I'll be joining in on the festivities. You don't have to be vaccinated to come here. America doesn't give a shit. They don't care. It's gonna be held at in Vegas. At Mandalay Bay, the 28th and 29th. I'm getting vaccinated on Tuesday. They don't give a America does not give a shit if you're not vaccinated. They don't care if you're not vaccinated. There's a lot of people as long as you quarantine, they don't care if you're unvaccinated or not. I have to get vaccinated because I'm going to London and I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling. I'm going to Atlanta in October for like 3 big ass days. I wasn't going to do it, but I have to for business. I have to get it because I've just been traveling way too much. It's going to be the 28th and 29th for his birthday. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting Pfizer. I have to. If I had the option of not getting vaccinated, I wouldn't do it. But like when you have a business, you have to. I'm doing too much stuff. And there's no way. I have to get that vaccination because I'm going to London. I'm going to Sweden. I'm going to be traveling. I have to get it. There's like no way around it. If I didn't have to get that, I would not get it. Believe me, I would not get it. But it's just impossible. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, Canada wants you fly to a vaccination. Yeah, I can't be bound. I have to be able to. I'll be good. I've been traveling already. I've been traveling since like January. I love traveling. I was like happy to be able to travel again. Yeah, it's crazy shit. There's like a whole new variant also, the Delta. Yep. Yes. Yeah. So anyway, oh, Vegas is like totally open. There's like nothing close here. Vegas has been open since like fucking. We've been open since like I don't even know, a long time. Like never really like closed, but it closed down. But like we've been like open for a long time, like recklessly open for months. They don't give a shit. It's a fucking mess. Literally, it's well, I live here. Like it's insane. Wall to wall people, like even before there was a vaccination, people didn't give a shit. They were just like walking around the casinos, like drinking, taking their masks off. They don't give a fuck. They have an honor system with masks. They literally have an honor system. Like you can walk throughout the casinos as long as you swear, you promise, you pinky swear you got your vaccination. That shit's a mess. Yeah. So anyway, I gotta get off of here, but I just wanted to come on and say hi to you guys and like catch up. I'll honestly try to be around more, but I'm not sure what's gonna be going on. But yeah, just I'm if you guys like are on Facebook and stuff, like message me. Like I'm around. I'm definitely like around. I'm Twitter, Facebook, whatever. I'm around. I'm not like not around. So I I sometimes get like kind of get an urge to like do videos and stuff. I'm just my life is like crazy right now. It's like total chaos. But yeah, I just wanted to catch up with you guys and like say happy June 25th and hope you all are doing well. And I have to go and prepare for tomorrow. He is so good. Jackson, come here. Come here, Jack. He's so good. He's bad as hell though. He's almost 4. Can you believe he's almost 4? Come here. Come here. Hi. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Ah. He won't fight me right now. He's being like an asshole. He won't play with me. Arr, arr, arr. He's like, bitch, get off of me. Say hi. He kisses. Okay, guys. I will talk to you soon, okay? I love you. Be good. Have fun. Enjoy my rant. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.